ready to do a show of the weekend?
No, sorry, I'm playing Marvel Snap. We can do a show of the weekend on Marvel Snap if you want.
Is that the only way that we're going to get a show of the weekend done?
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
Tell me all about it, Luke.
Oh, but it's so... It's not complicated,
But like
it
any
is
card game,
Yeah.
it is
Okay.
slightly overwhelming to perhaps explain to you.
The thing about Marvel Snap is it's a mobile collectible card game featuring all your favourite Marvel characters and about 1,000 ones you've never heard of, like some kind of space dog.
Isn't that the Labrador, the one that's
Rocket Raccoon, that's its name.
No.
It's called Cosmo.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's in Guardians of the Galaxy. It makes a feature. It's in the Guardians of the Galaxy ride as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Thing with Marvel Snap is, it's extremely easy to describe if you played a lot of Hearthstone. Because Marvel Snap was made by some of the people who used to work on Hearthstone.
Right.
So they're kind of bringing that DNA, that experience through. But philosophically, it's very different. And the key thing about Marvel Snap is, it's one of these card battling games, but the games are over so quickly. They're
Right.
bam, and they're done. So I won't go super into the minutiae of how it works, because it would take a little while to explain, but trust me, it's easier to pick up than it sounds. There are 3 locations on the board, so if you win 2 of the 3 locations, by the time the game is over, then you have won the game. And whether you've won a location is determined by the amount of power you have at that location. Each card has an amount of power assigned with it. Basically, you're trying to put down your cards tactically at these locations, trying to think about which locations your opponent is likely to be kind of trying to build up and trying to win, and playing tactically around that. There's a lot of trying to get inside the mind of your opponent, which is what I really like about it. Key to that is the snapping mechanics. This is why it's called Marvel Snap. At the top of the screen, there's a little cube. The cubes are the kind of fictional currency that you're playing for.
Right.
And the more cubes you have, kind of the more progress.
Like a Tesseract.
It is like a Tesseract, yeah. Yeah. And at any point, you can basically tap that and
Tap that Tesseract.
And double the stakes that you're playing for. And if the other person snaps back, if they tap it in retaliation, then suddenly you're playing for a maximum of 8 cubes. Whereas previously, you could have only been playing for 2. So you do it when you're confident you're going to win, or when you're not confident you're going to win, but you want to try and bluff your way out.
Right.
Because at any point, you can leave the game, you can quit, and you can kind of leave with only a very minimum loss.
Yeah, so if they snap and you're like, I'm not going to win this, you can be fine.
In practice, hardly anyone withdraws. And it's just snap. Oh yeah, all right then, snap. Like that. I really haven't played many games where people withdraw, but that's what's kind of fun about it. I used to say about Hearthstone that the thing that I liked about it was that it was just random enough that you felt very clever when you win,
right?
And you were cheated by luck when you lose,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because otherwise you wouldn't keep playing it.
Yeah. There's definitely a skill element. You have to, you'll start putting together a deck where cards have synergy and work really well together. And there's definitely a wrong time and a wrong place to play certain cards. But generally, there's so much random nonsense happening with the synergies between these cards, and each of the 3 locations has some wild attribute. It means that each game feels fresh, each game feels really chaotic and really surprising. At the moment, there's no way to play against friends,
right?
Which is something that they've said that they're going to add. But frankly, what I really enjoy is playing Marvel Snap alongside, say, Andy or Johnny, who are both pretty into it, and we just kind of sit there playing our games, going, oh ho ho ho.
Yeah, We're in a break during our D&D filming, and we're all kind of doing things, blah, blah, blah. And if there's any downtime at all where they can spend 5 minutes, So maybe something has to be changed with the camera, something, and they're
and whose fault is that? If there was no downtime, John, I wouldn't be playing any Marvel Snap, would I?
But it's just one of them will be oh ho ho oh, and the other two were like, oh, what is it?
Tell me, yeah.
Tell me what did they? Well, they did a thing, and then they're like, oh, and then the rest of us just like.
I'll just lean over to Johnny. I'll be like, I can't believe how many people put down Squirrel Girl early game. Don't they know these one-cost cards are just going to fill up their locations, and late game they're going to wish they had room? And Johnny will be like,
But you told Johnny you do this thing where you like hover, like in a to make them think that you are dithering and don't know what you want to do.
Yeah. There's a very strict time limit on each turn. Sometimes I know exactly what I want to do, but I'll wait until the very end to make my move so that I look like I'm panicking and I'm strategic.
Exactly. Or busy doing other things and not concentrating.
And then they'll snap, and then I'm like, snap back, guess what? I had a plan all along. Oh, that's right, it's Gamora. Yes, she's proc twice at this location because I knew you would play a card at this location because you're that easy to read. Anyway, for all I know, we're all just playing against bots, and it's just random. I really think that might be possible. Yeah. I don't know. But it's a lot of fun.
They really did a huge marketing push when it first came out. And I was like, this is either because it's really good or because they've just sunk a lot of money into it. And
so many ads. Well. There's a reasonable chance there was a Marvel Snap ad on this video before. In which case, let me disclose, we weren't sponsored by Marvel Snap.
And I was like, oh, and then suddenly 3 of my friends are all playing it, and I'm like, okay, might be good.
I got into it because there's a video games podcast called The Besties that I really like, and they were all raving about it. They tend to favour deck building games and stuff like that, which is a genre that I'm not typically into. Although Hearthstone and Marvel Snap are probably the most famous deck building games of the last few years, and I've played loads of both of them. So maybe it's time to admit to myself that I like.
You like them, yeah.
No, sounds wrong. I like deck building games. That's not me, man.
Wait, just give it some time. Give it some time. In about 6 months, you'll be big into Magic the Gathering.
I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Deck building, strategy, card synergy.
Oh my god!
No thanks, no.
What if Sonic brings out a card?
What have you heard? Do you think you might turn 5, throw down
Sonic
my
Snap.
Robotnik? Anyway, I did devise a quiz portion of this because I thought it would be too cruel to just talk about a game that you are not interested in. So what I've done basically is I've looked up some very unpopular and long forgotten Marvel characters. This comes courtesy of a list of 20 crappy Marvel characters that I found on CBR.com.
Oh, thank you, CBR.com.
So I've cribbed some of the descriptions of these characters from this website. Others I've taken from the Marvel Wiki, others from Wikipedia. I would say, wow, every time I think I can look up something from a comic book, it's about 20 minutes more work than I thought it was going to be. Because it's like, well, are you talking about the Earth 616 iteration? It's like,
which multiverse are we talking about here in the Marvel multiverse?
The character 3D Man refers to 3 separate people, and they have all used the moniker. Oh, I'm like, oh no! But what I would say is, I had not heard of any of these characters, so excuse my ignorance. I'm confident you won't have either, Ellen.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you the names of these characters. They're all real Marvel characters from the comics. And you need to choose the powers and abilities of one to have for yourself, sight unseen.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want the powers of? Here are your choices. And then afterwards...
So I'm just going to hear the names.
You're just going to hear the names. And afterwards we'll go through and I'll tell you what all of their different powers are.
Can I take a selection or just one?
No, I have to be very strict about this. No.
Okay.
Slapstick. Okay. 3D Man.
Cool.
Skin. You could have Skin's powers. Living Eraser.
That sounds interesting.
Well, but maybe you want the powers of Ruby Thursday. Maybe
Ruby Tuesday busy.
I assume it was a typo or some kind of fun. You know, Ruby Tuesday.
What about Ruby Thursday?
Ruby Thursday. I don't know. Possibly way more or way less thought went into these characters.
Okay.
Gamecock.
We do not cover those sorts of games on this show.
Gamecock, popular Marvel character, well, not popular, long forgotten Marvel character Gamecock, whose powers you can have. Blue Streak. And finally, Phone Ranger. Who do you want?
You know what, I'm going to go for Ruby Thursday.
Ruby Thursday?
Just because it sounds So well, it's either that or like blue streak sounds interesting. It sounds like they wear blue and they run really fast.
Yeah, I want to hear about.
So
Blue
I
Streak.
think maybe actually I'll go for blue streak.
You go for blue streak?
Yeah, or like you turn into water and go whoosh, like that, you know, because water is sometimes bluish in hue.
Okay, I actually think for you,
Yeah.
you have chosen very wisely. Blue Streak was an agent of the corporation who infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. at their request using his high-tech roller derby equipment. Blue Streak was recruited into the S.H.I.E.L.D. super agents. That's right, his thing is roller skates. Here's a picture of Blue Streak.
I mean, I've mainly been rollerblading.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, but yes.
So yeah, Blue Streak's thing, roller skates. Well chosen.
Is that a superpower or is he just really good at roller skating? Is he like supersonic on roller skates?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just generally a bit pretty quick.
Quite fast.
Pretty bloody quick,
Yeah.
actually. This is Slapstick.
Cool.
While dressed as a clown, Stephen Harmon entered an interdimensional portal inside a funhouse. Harmon's molecules were stretched across thousands of dimensions, and his body became a mass of unstable molecules that essentially turned him into a living cartoon character. So you've passed that up, Ellen, unfortunately. You cannot have the powers.
Oh no.
You also passed up the powers of 3D Man.
Oh, it's like the 3D glasses. Old school 3D glasses.
Yes. The first 3D man
colours.
was comprised of two brothers, Charles and Hal, kidnapped by Skrulls and taken aboard the alien ship. While attempting to escape, Charles was caught in a radiation blast that seemingly killed him. What really happened was that the explosion imprinted a living 2D version of Charles onto Hal's glasses. 3D Man was supposed to debut in a comic that was produced in stereoscopic 3D, but it turned out to be too expensive. So they kept going with the idea, but it wasn't 3D anymore. So 3D Man was just represented in regular 2D. Okay. No, Luke, you can't just Google skin and expect the first result to be the Marvel character Skin.
Okay.
Angelo Espinosa discovered he was a mutant when his powers emerged after a car crash. Following the accident, Espinosa found he had as much as 6 feet of extra skin that he learned to control. His skin became discoloured and far more resilient than normal. He looks a bit sort of like a melted candle.
Yeah.
He's got a load of skin. Bonus skin.
Well, actually.
Wouldn't you like more skin?
Well,
6 feet of extra skin.
Once-
What a bargain.
once I was really, really, really ill, and I lost a lot of weight in
Right.
that short time when I was really sick.
Yeah.
Bad kidney things. I did actually have skin hanging off me at
Oh,
one
wow.
point. It was unpleasant, so I'd like to not have that be a superpower.
Okay, well, just as well, because the doors to Skin's powers are now closed to you, Ellen. You cannot have Skin's powers.
Okay.
Living eraser.
Well, I'm guessing that this person can erase things from reality.
You assume so much. No, you're
Yeah.
exactly right. The living eraser used a device called the Dimensionizer to transport people between Earth and Dimension Z. He could swipe his arms across his target, rendering portions of them invisible. Then when you're all erased, you get transported to the other dimension. He goes like... You only get transported once he
He's coloured in
once he
everything.
erases all
What
of
if
you.
what if he colours in most of you, and then
There's only a bit left.
there's a little tiny hair that it's not immediately,
misses it.
and he just misses it, and he's like, done, and you're like, no.
What crueler fate could there possibly be? I think you might regret not choosing Ruby Thursday, who I love because of her incredible resemblance to Katie Pearlhead from the Oxventure.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yes.
Ruby Thursday was a scientist who grafted an organic computer to her head composed of malleable plastic that can assume any form she wills it to. So her head turns into a gun or big wavy prongs and stuff. Okay, you're laughing. Please.
Just there.
Yeah, just the head.
Is her head still in there, or does her actual head?
No,
change
it
shape?
is her head. Her head has been replaced by the orb. There's no head in there.
Oh, so it's not like Katie Pearlhead. It's just
No,
it's
just
like...
resembles her because there's an orb. And the orb can turn into, I don't know, a catapult or whatever.
So imagining like that, and you're like, I can turn into a gun, and it's like, or like a sword, like any kind of weapon in a
Yeah,
fight.
turn into a sword, and then you're like, have at you! Parry, thrust. Oh, I've hurt my neck quite badly. Well done not choosing Gamecock. Gamecock is a villain who dresses like a chicken.
Chicken, cool.
Had a few fights with Captain America. You also passed up the abilities of Phone Ranger. Here's a picture of Phone Ranger. Are you regretting now not choosing the powers of Phone Ranger?
I now want to cosplay it.
A
But it's basically just a pun. They just thought of the pun on Lone Ranger.
Oh, that didn't even click with me. Yeah, you're right. Do you want to guess what Phone Ranger's powers are?
Is it being able to make a call without being plugged into the wall? Is that the amazing thing?
No, I actually don't
Is
think
he
Phone
like a
Ranger
living-
can do that, no.
Living mobile phone,
No.
like before mobile phones existed. Because I could understand that being a big, amazing thing if he was like created in the 60s or whatever. But
Yeah. But no.
No.
A Bell was just an ordinary...
Bell?
Yep.
A Bell,
A.G. Bell.
like Alexander Graham Bell.
Yep. Was just an ordinary phone repairman until he repaired a phone that had a small spaceship trapped inside the receiver. While repairing the phone, Bell came across some of the ship's tech, which he studied and recreated. Using his specially adapted suit, the Phone Ranger can use his technology to tap into any communication device, in particular phone lines.
He can hack phones.
Yeah, I would say probably now, in today's world, the most
Slightly.
powerful Marvel villain of all.
Well, I don't know, slightly obsolete. There are like actual computer
that's true.
programs that could easily
I-
replace it.
yeah,
and
I
you
don't
can't
know if-
really make a computer program of like Captain America.
Yeah, I don't know. Imagine if Phone Ranger now is like, obviously, well, if they talk landline to landline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
Iron
how to
Man's
do
like,
mobile.
okay, can you like intercept a WhatsApp? Apps, no. The spaceship I found only had the technology to intercept.
It was only wired, it wasn't
yeah,
wireless.
landline to landline. Yeah. Only copper to the cabinet.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. But, but,
I actually even have issues with fibre broadband lines, you know,
yeah, they
that
interfere.
messes it
Yeah,
up.
no. If there's any
so-
internet in the area, I can't get any signal. As long as Hydra don't use mobile phones.
Yeah.
Do they? Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang back at the Avengers compound. I'll get lunch ready.
Yeah. I'll call in for lunch.
Yeah.
Deliveroo, what's that?
Deliveroo means that I can't use my powers.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ellen, well done choosing the only good one of those.
Yeah.
A person with roller skates.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, just being able to roller skate really well immediately without the hours and hours and hours of practice.
That'd be great.
It's good.
So, Ellen, do you feel like you've learned more about Marvel Snap? Do you remember that's what we were originally talking about?
I don't know, I'm just mainly thinking about all the places I'm going to roller skate real fast.
Okay, yeah. I'm just mainly thinking about skin.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah, I don't know how to...
Thank you for watching. We are surprised that you have. Grateful nonetheless.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, we take a few weeks off and you just completely forget how to outro them.
Yeah. Right,
What do we normally do?
We're like, hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the
Yes, that
comments
sounds
what you
right.
like. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah,
alright,
yeah, yeah.
alright.
Yeah, we've done it now.
So like,
Well, you just basically said it.
Yeah.
Bye.